Well, our next guest tonight on Capitol Hill getting his first look at what will be the Democratic majority in the House come January. He's backing Freedom Caucus co-founder Jim Jordan in the key race for Republican Minority Leader tomorrow. Joining me now, Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, the House Freedom Caucus. And Congressman, great to have you with us. Well, welcome back to circumstances that will soon change. Let's start with what's going on in both Florida and Georgia. At least in Florida, we've got a recount underway for two very important jobs. Your reaction to what's going on there?
Well, from what I've seen, the numbers can't be overcome without some kind of tampering. So statistically speaking, Rick Scott's the new senator, Ron DeSantis is the new governor, and you know what, they're going to do their recount, and I can tell you, as someone who's experienced a recount, there's just not going to be enough momentum for that slope to change, and so those two fellas should be soon to be safely ensconced in their new positions.
All right, well, let's turn now to then the issue of the GOP leadership test tomorrow. It's Jim Jordan versus Kevin McCarthy. Was the majority leader and under Speaker Ryan. How's that going to turn out? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's going to be fairly close. Jim's done a great job characterizing this as what I think it is. It's you can either keep on the same course and hope for a different result, or you can change course. And the most fundamental aspect being we're going to build the wall. We want to do everything that we promised we would do, whether it's attack the budget deficit, to repeal Obamacare straight up. These are things that are critical. We're not going to have time to do them.
Congressman, they're all things, as you well know, that Speaker Ryan and his leadership team, led by Kevin McCarthy, refused to do, which was to fund the wall, to stand up for this president and his agenda. And, by the way, or to raise money that he should have, that he didn't. And whether it's the Republican Leadership Committee, whether it is the House, the Congressional Republican Campaign Committee, I mean, whatever it is. I mean, it was a mess going into those midterms. And, you know, I don't know how that resolves in the vote tomorrow.
Well, and that's what we're going to wait and see. I'm behind Jim all the way because I think we need to make a change. Mm-hmm. We actually need to make a change. And actually, Jim,
you need to make a lot of changes, I would think.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're in the minority now, which is something that I don't think many of us anticipated. I know I didn't anticipate being in the minority. And if we're going to fight back on this, and by the way, the Democrats view this as a war. We view it as a process. We've got to stop that mentality. We're going to have to fight back on these issues. They're going to come in, they're going to try to emasculate what we have accomplished, the taxes and everything else. We've got the Senate, oddly enough, which will be backstop for that. But moreover, they're going to try to impeach this president. They're going to try to impeach Brett Kavanaugh. They're going to attack
well, if you're not successful with the process, as you talk about while in the minority, at least it wouldn't be because you had the majority and didn't get it done. I think Jim Jordan has been right throughout. Do what you told your constituents you would do. It's been straightforward, and it is exactly the opposite of the sad era of Speaker Ryan.
You know, Lou, if you keep your promises, it's real easy. Then the people know whether they like those promises or not. We promised a whole bunch of stuff, and we haven't quite delivered on that stuff, as you know. And that makes people really upset.
The Ryan votes on Obamacare, he should be embarrassed and ashamed. He's not. He's a globalist, and he's auditioning for his next job if he hasn't already signed the contract. Somebody on K Street's going to have a very obedient employee, I think. I don't know. Look, Jim Jordan is really necessary, it seems to me, to the Republican conference. It should be a no-brainer, but that concerns me of late when I say that about the Republican conference.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's think about it. Jim's real clear on this thing. Like my position has always been, if we come in instead of some elaborate procedure, if we repealed Obamacare on January 3rd, 2017, which is the first day we got sworn in out of the House, and the Senate, they were in disarray, the Democrats were in disarray, I think we could have passed it out. That would have changed the entire narrative of this 2 years. And that's really what you have to change, is the narrative, because we've lost the trust in many respects of the people who voted for us all across this country for the agenda we said we would do. And so we've got to get it back. And the best way to get it back, in my mind, is to elect somebody like Jim Jordan, who's firmly involved in this and believes in this.
So you don't think the
understands
pathway back to Republican majority in the House is to take the Better Way agenda and wave it in front of the Republican voters of any state?
The better way, Lou, is to do what you promised them, which is the repeal of Obamacare, build the wall, balance the budget, pro-life issues. These are the things we promised we'd do. And, you know, we did okay on the tax reform, but golly, we've got more to do. We've got so much more to do.
You bet. Congressman Andy Biggs, always good to talk with you. Thanks.
Thanks, Lou.
Good luck tomorrow.